Mr. Bill Bradica, are going to have to do.
The DSAB also welcomed its new vice chair, Jim Moffat, who joined the board as the mayor of Manitowaj in 2023. It's all hands on deck in the aftermath of the Terrace Bay mill shutdown. That's according to Thunder Bay North Superior MPP Lise Bourgeois, who says supporting laid-off workers and finding long-term solutions for the pulp mill are urgent priorities. Lee Noonan has more.
The new year got off to a rough start on the North Shore as AV Terrace Bay announced on January 2nd they were laying off 400 workers and indefinitely idling the pulp mill. In addition to the layoffs at the mill, Thunder Bay Superior North MPP Lise Bourgeois estimates there could be as many as 1,000 indirect jobs affected.
It's the primary economic engine, anchor for that community and really for many communities along the North Shore. It also affects people on Highway 11 who would be doing cutting, chipping, delivering, and so on.
Many business owners in Terrace Bay say they're expecting lean times as laid-off workers cut back on their spending. Gino LeBlanc, former mill manager and town councillor, now manages the local grocery store. He's predicting all businesses in Terrace Bay will feel the pinch.
Certainly the profit goes down, and the less groceries we sell, the harder it is to keep the prices down. And less people we will require here at the store, right? It's a big snowball. The snowball effect takes place.
The longer the shutdown lasts, the harder businesses and residents will be hit, says LeBlanc. Getting the mill back up and running as soon as possible is the goal for political leaders at every level. According to Bourgeois, that might take some creative thinking.
What are the long-term solutions? Is this mill viable? What we do know that the product is viable. It's needed. It's craft paper, it's cardboard. We need to be looking at what are the options. Is it possible to have a worker buyout? I don't know, but it's something that's been done in the past. It was done in Kapuskasing in the 90s and was very successful.
In the meantime, Bourgeois says she's working to help set up support services for laid-off workers alongside the mayors of Terrace Bay and Schreiber, the North Superior Workforce Planning Board, and local unions.
Our goal is to assist our members in any way possible, just to ensure a smooth transition. We're currently working with Service Canada to come down and set up an information session along with helping members file. To the workers, I just want to say to all of our union brothers and sisters, stay strong, help each other out. We're here for you. We're all in this together.
Lee Noonan, TBT News.
Despite concerns their wages aren't keeping up with the cost of living, it's actually working conditions that top the priority list for many hospital workers as talks continue between CUPE and the province. The union recently commissioned research firm Nanos to survey their members and found that in Northern Ontario, more than half say they dread going to work.
And they're just demoralized, they're exhausted, and they're trying to figure out, how do I keep doing this when they're not seeing things from the government that they feel are going to materialize any solutions.
CUPE represents hospital workers across the province, including 5 hospitals in the Northwest. They're currently in contract mediation. They say 58% of their members in the North dread going to work. 49% are considering leaving the sector in the next year. 81% have high stress levels due to work conditions. 90% say they aren't well staffed enough to deliver high quality patient care. And 88% say they aren't confident the government will improve health care in the next year.
People got very emotional. There was a lot of tears. People talked about how they, were crying a lot more. They were having trouble sleeping. They were worried that maybe they didn't do everything that they could have done or should have done.
Bain says the numbers seen in the North show the same kind of issues seen in the province overall, but at higher levels. She hopes to see a higher staff-to-patient ratio, but says attracting staff will require more than vague plans from the province, particularly for rural hospitals in the Northwest. Rick Fall, who has been running for more than 40 years and once ran from Victoria, BC to Sault Ste. Marie, is taking his talents to Japan. With more, here's CTV News' Mike McDonald.
Rick Fall, who will be turning 65 this year, has run every major marathon: Berlin, Boston, Chicago, London, and New York City, but not Tokyo. And that's about to change.
Well, it's one of the 6 world major marathons that's happening, and it'll be my final of the 6 majors, so I'm quite excited to get there and run it, along with the other close to 40,000 runners.
Fall is no stranger to running long distances. It was back in 2021 that he completed a run from Victoria, BC to Sault Ste. Marie. He began running marathons more than 40 years ago.
I guess running's in my blood, and I've always enjoyed running marathons since I started in 1981 in Vancouver, but then I took about a 29-year break before I did my second marathon, which was here in Sault, Michigan, and then I've run 1 or 2 marathons every year since.
And Fall says the Tokyo Marathon will not be his last.
I'm hoping to do the original marathon, which is Marathon Greece to Athens, Greece. I'm hoping to do that in the fall of 2025. And then I might put my full marathons to rest, but it's definitely still run with half marathons and just run for pleasure.
Local runner Teresa Mudge is also training for the Tokyo Marathon. She and Fall will run the more than 40-kilometer course on March 3rd. Mike McDonald, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Local pickleball enthusiasts took to the courts today for a good cause. A fundraiser pickleball tournament was held at the Moose Lodge, with all proceeds being donated to Special Olympics Thunder Bay. Jess Clement has the details.
The Moose Lodge was packed with pickleball players on Sunday, who are all participating in a fundraising tournament for Special Olympics Thunder Bay. All funds raised from the event will help support the 5 local athletes who are heading to Calgary for the Special Olympics Canada Winter Games later this year. Around 60 to 70 people participated in the tournament, and local athletes Vance Montgomery and Robert Myers say the support from local pickleballers is a big boost for them reaching their dreams.
It's awesome and good, and it's a lot of fun to play around other people's.
I came to go to the Calgary for the nationals, and I'm gonna win the gold medal.
Thunder Bay Pickleball Club head coach Jason Horchuk says the sport is quickly growing in the city and estimates around 500 to 600 local players.
It's been unbelievable. It's a sport for, it doesn't matter if you're 9 or you're 90. If you have a bad back, bad knee, you can still come and play. You don't have to move very far in the court. It's a great social sport. You get to meet some new friends all the time.
He says players are always looking for an excuse to get out and play their favorite game, and many jumped at the chance to take part in Sunday's tournament. Horchuk adds that being able to help other athletes just makes it that much better.
It's really exciting. We try to run, there's tournaments ran here 3-4 times a year. This event on a Sunday, as you can see, we get a full house. Play's going to go on until about 7:30, 8 o'clock tonight. It's for a great cause.
Jessica Clement, TBT News.
This weekend's Winter Funday activity brought participants out from the cold and into the baggage building at Marina Park for a printmaking project with the Community Arts and Heritage Education Project. The activity was inspired by the Ontario Winter Games, which is coming up soon. Visitors had the chance to create and decorate sport-themed prints using a variety of printmaking materials. Each week, KHEP will be providing Winter Funday participants with an art activity. Co-director Chris Merkley says each activity will be different and inspired by their artist's strengths.
We tap into a wide range of artists that we have and kind of put it a little bit in their court and say, what would you like to do? What are some ideas? They pitch some ideas to us. Everybody's got their different specialties. So Julia Mills, who's here heading this one up, is primarily a printmaker. So she said, I'd like to try to do that.
Next week's Winter Funday activities include a stencil mural project at the baggage building, an outdoor snowshoeing and scavenger hunt at Chapels Park. Joined now by sports anchor Josh Morano. And Josh, this is our first cast together, and I'm very excited.
I'm very honored and privileged to be on the desk with you, Riley.
Oh, so, very good. But you know what? It was not the first for the Thunder Wolves. It was not their first matchup against the Golden Hawks.
Nope, it was their second of a back-to-back, the weekend series. And it's another tough one for the Thunder Wolves. We'll have that coming up after the break.